September. Oh my god, Panzer Dragoon! Here we go! Oh, as soon as I hear the music, man! Okay. Oh, he looks a bit twitchy. He's looking a bit twitchy. Not sure about the art style yet. Not sure. Show me Panzer Dragoon 2. Come on. I made it. It's so good to have Panzer Dragoon back. Yeah, I did a video on this. You'll say that I was nervous. I'll need to watch that again. You know, it looked a bit twitchy. Wasn't sure about the art style, but let me watch it in a proper high res video. Can't believe they show the hero first. That means it's coming to the Switch, which is perfect. So, as you might know, I love Panzer Dragoon. But not just Panzer Dragoon, I love the entire series. There's my PAL version originally, and the Japanese version I bought as well. Also got the original Japanese manual for it. This was way back in the day where I just tried to get everything Panzer Dragoon related as I could. There's my big box PC version of the first game as well. Here's my original copy of Panzer Dragoon 2, the PAL version, because guess what? I'm from the UK. Also got the Japanese version for that. Actually, I've got two for some reason. I don't know why I got two versions. Or I tell you why, it's because one of them came in this one as well, and I bought one of them originally, and then I saw this double box one. I was like, well, I gotta have that because it's got the first and the second game in there, and that's not out over here. Then of course I have the Jewel of the Nile, my probably still my favorite game in experience ever, even though I say Breath of the Wild, I say this all the time. Panzer Dragoon Saga is Crom tier. And of course, because I had the PAL version, I had to get the Japanese version as well. No, wait, that was the soundtrack. That's the Japanese version there for that. So yeah, as you can see, I've got the soundtrack for it. I've also got the soundtrack for Panzer Dragoon 2. I've also got the soundtrack for Panzer Dragoon Orta, Sticker of Saga. I've also got the Japanese manual for Saga as well. And as you might know, I also recently bought the LP for Saga as well. And I've got the original single disc, which came with the official Sega Saturn magazine, which I bought way back in the day. And I played that so much before the game came out. It's quite funny. And of course, I got Panzer Dragoon Orta. That's my original PAL version for the Xbox. And I bought the American version as well because I was just collecting Panzer Dragoon. Crazy back then. Absolutely crazy. And I'm sure I got the Japanese version of Orta as well, but I just couldn't find it for this video. But for this video, I needed to start off to show you this, not just to show off my Panzer Dragoon collection, but to get you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a place of ignorance or anything like that. Panzer Dragoon is a very, very important series to me, and I need to stress this and show this before I start nitpicking, not heavily, not loads, but giving my criticisms as well as my likes about what we saw in terms of the new Panzer Dragoon remake, which was shown recently at E3. So yeah, for those who know me, I obviously, as soon as Panzer Dragoon was announced, you saw my original reaction to it. As soon as I hear the music, just my goosebumps. I went crazy for it, and then you saw my reaction change, slightly, as the gameplays that I play in, and it's hard to describe. When you truly love, it's not just a game, but a series. Just like you love Zelda, Mario's and stuff like that. The Panzer Dragoon world itself is very, very unique to the point where there's nothing else pretty much like it on the market. I always actually I say that there's always been two other series that, in terms of unique world design and sound, even those have stood by themselves. Those being the Oddworld series, which world design wise and sound wise is just absolutely phenomenal.
Hello. Okay. Follow me.
And then the Team Ico series of games, like Ico, like Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian. All these games, especially the Team Ico games, they probably come closest in terms of that unique design, where if certain things are changed, it can really have a big impact on what you're trying to present. And this is always a problem with remakes. When you remake something, you have to stay true to what the original was, as well as obviously try to change certain things for a more modern, not so much crowd or market, but just for more modern technology. And the difficult part in that is some games, when they were designed for certain hardware, took great advantage of that hardware's unique abilities. And those unique abilities very rarely pass over to the next generation of consoles. So when you play these games at their time, you build a bond between both the hardware and the game itself, and what's unique between both of them. The art direction of Panzer Dragoon is very Neolithic. It's very dead almost. Barren. Atmospheric. It's so unique. There's certain sound designs that it's really hard to describe the sound designs of this game. But when I was watching the trailer for this Panzer Dragoon remake, one thing I noticed was the lack of sound in the game. But if in the trailer, sorry, but if I started listening closer, I could hear the sound that the lasers from the dragon were making. Now the dragon design and the Dragon Rider look absolutely phenomenal. I love the way they look. They seem to have nailed that into the modern technology and the graphic design that they've chosen for the Dragon and the Rider. But I want to show you now the different sounds between first of all the lock-on. You got a lock-on reticule, which you use to lock onto the enemies, and then the sound when the laser fires, as well as the flapping of the dragon's wings. So I'll play that now from the trailer. And now let me put on the original version, and you will instantly see the difference. Now you might think, things like this, really small and petty. How can this make such a difference? Well, it's the sound of the dragon's lasers, the lock-on reticule. These are things so integral to the Panzer Dragoon experience. It'd be like taking away the sound of Mario's coins, the sound of Sonic's rings, the sound of Mario's jump. It's these type of things that characterize these characters and creatures in this world and how you interact with them. So I'm kind of hoping for this, based off this trailer, I'm kind of hoping, first of all, at the end it says, sound and stuff is still in development, so it could change. But I'm kind of also hoping that just for this trailer, that they wanted to emphasize on the Panzer Dragoon, famous music from the first game, which is what you heard. So those were my, first of all, the things I picked up on. And then you have like I said, the art design wise. Now, one game that done a remake and got it pretty much perfectly, if even still not quite, was the recent Shadow of the Colossus remake. Once again, the way the Team Ico games are designed, they have a certain glow about their worlds. It's like ethereal type glow, as well as like a mist, which just seems to surround these worlds and gives them their atmosphere and their almost magic. It's a type of ancient magic that you just can't that you just don't see in any other games. And Panzer Dragoon, especially the later games, perfected this in terms of its dark, mysterious and almost gritty type of nature. Panzer Dragoon 1 is it is quite a different game, especially from Zwei and obviously from Saga in terms of its art design. So I'm not too like scared about the remake of this first game. It's really Zwei, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, the second game, that has me nervous the most if they retain a similar type of art style. But that's to come. But I mean, overall, from what I saw of this Panzer Dragoon remake, I'm generally happy. It's kind of what I expected from Sega, and I believe it's Forever Entertainment now who are doing this. It's kind of what I expected, because when Sega bring back certain games, you just don't anymore expect the level of budget that they would have once put into these types of games. So what we're getting is a AA title, I suppose, in terms of budget, and you can see it is some of the graphics and stuff, the way the water looks, the edges around the ruins and stuff like this. But yeah, I am really excited about Panzer Dragoon coming back. I need to stress that, because it's important. I don't want to sound too negative in this video, but my love for Panzer Dragoon is, I mean, I think sometimes, no matter what people do, they might not just be able to nail it. And I always said that the only people who are going to absolutely nail this would be the original team, who are scattered to the four winds, unfortunately. So which is why I done that video, saying that I was nervous, because of Sega, and I didn't know who they're going to bring onto it, and I still don't really know much about this company, but they seem to be, they seem to want to get it right, and they're going to try and put their own stamp on it. And at the end of the day, I think with remakes and stuff, we also need to keep it to our heads that we do have the originals. So someone else's take on trying to bring these games up to date, I say up to date, in terms of graphics, I think we just need to keep open-minded. And it's kind of like in the movies when they're remaking all these Disney films, it doesn't take away, it doesn't mean that the original cartoons are going to disappear. We have the original Panzer Dragoons, and we can go back to them. But I think it was Panzer Dragoon 1 that needed the most attention to, the most care, because the original game's frame rate is terrible. It's not great. It does hinder the gameplay, but the sound is there, the playability is still there, the world is still there, and all we've seen so far is the first level. So let's see what else they bring in terms of this game, and then obviously for Zwei, which I'm still nervous about, but like I said, Panzer Dragoon Zwei on the Sega Saturn is still one of the best on-rail shooter games ever made. I'd probably even hold it above Star Fox. That's how much I love Panzer Dragoon Zwei. But yeah, I just this is a video that's only going to capture the attention of a few people, especially on my channel. But it was an important video for me to at least talk about and show my love for Panzer Dragoon. I'm excited for the remake. It's not completely perfect, but it's not completely terrible either. And in that respect, you have to give it a chance. And once again, it's great to see Panzer Dragoon return, and it's not like it's returned absolutely horrendously. It's looking okay. It's good. Might not capture the same magic, but perhaps that was never going to happen. But yeah, any Panzer Dragoon fans out there, let me know your thoughts. And of course, we'll keep an eye on this game and then wait for the announcement of Panzer Dragoon Spy. But I mean, another addition is that this game is coming to the Nintendo Switch as well, which actually quite shocked me. I for some reason I didn't expect it to come on air, but it's great to see it come to that console, because this is my number one platform at the moment in terms of just playing games generally. But yeah, great to see Panzer Dragoon back. Not perfect, not terrible, but this is what we got, and let's see what happens. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. Take care all. Peace.